Welcome back to Out and About, where I'm being thoroughly spoiled at the Burj Al Arab. Now, this is one of the very few hotels in Dubai where you can actually have a massage in your very own suite. And I'm about to have the warm aroma candle massage. I feel like a star. However, feeling like a star and being one are two different things. But lucky for me, I managed to get an exclusive with a real star who was in Dubai last week. The one, the only, MOBY. MOBY, first of all, a very, very warm welcome to Dubai. And I'm saying that because as soon as you landed, you tweeted that it's a hot 52 degrees in Dubai. How are you coping with the heat?
Well, I grew up in New York City. In New York City, it gets incredibly hot as well. And this might sound really strange, but I love the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do much better on a day like today when it was, 120 degrees Fahrenheit or, 46 degrees centigrade. I much prefer this than being cold. Like, I'd rather be in Dubai in July than in Frankfurt in March.
Oh my God, I'm leaving in July. We will try and get out. You're a brave man. Now, you're here to promote and tour your 10th studio album, Destroyed. And I understand it's one of the first albums you wrote actually while traveling on tour, because you usually write it in your bedroom or in your living room or in the studio. So how did that come about? What's the story behind it?
Well, unfortunately, I have really bad insomnia. So, I've had insomnia since I was a little kid. And when I go on tour, my insomnia gets really bad. So the last tour that I did, rather than lie in bed and be depressed about the fact that I can't sleep, I decided to stay up and write music late at night in hotel rooms. So the way I describe the new album, Destroyed, is it's basically a soundtrack for empty cities at 4 o'clock in the morning when it feels like everyone else in the world has gone to sleep.
I know you suffer from insomnia. You've suffered for 20 years, and you say that on an average day you'd get a good night's sleep would be 5 hours. But when you're writing this album, I can imagine if everyone else is asleep and you're awake, there must be a sense of loneliness. Does that pass over into this album, the feeling?
I think so. And in some ways I'm the worst judge of my own music because I write the music and play the instruments and do the production and do everything myself. So I have no objectivity when it comes to my own music. But yeah, this new album, Destroyed, there's definitely a sense of isolation, possibly loneliness, but it's not a big, happy, celebratory record. It's much more sort of quiet and introspective.
And also, when you write your music, do you have any kind of process? Because I write songs, and I write them in a series where if it comes to me in 15 minutes, it's great. If it doesn't come, I throw it away. Do you have a process that you use, or is every song a different experience?
Almost every song has a different background, because I have such a weird background as a musician. I grew up playing classical music and studying music theory, and then I played in punk rock bands, and I was a hip-hop DJ, and I played jazz, and I've done all these weird, disparate, different types of music. So when I work on music, sometimes a song starts with guitar, sometimes it starts with piano, sometimes it starts with synthesizers or samplers. So I don't worry too much about the creative process when I'm writing music. I just keep writing and keep writing and keep writing, and then at some point take a step back and try and evaluate what I've created.
Now, I know not only as a musician, as a photographer, as an artist, you're extremely talented. Do you ever get creative blocks, or does inspiration come to you very easily?
I don't get creative blocks because I don't worry about it too much. I think the problem with creativity for some people is when they start self-editing. For me, the only time I worry about the quality of what I've created is when I start sharing it with other people. So I'll just keep writing music, keep taking pictures, and then at some point start thinking about the quality of the music or the quality of the art, and that's when I start self-editing. So I almost feel like the danger is people editing themselves too soon in the creative process.
You once said in an interview that you never imagined becoming a musician and making a career out of it. So when you wake up today every morning, do you feel like still overwhelmed or surprised about your life, or are you used to it now?
No, you'd think that I would be more familiar with or comfortable with the life that I have, but I never expected to be a professional musician. I never expected to have a career as a musician. I really thought that I would be a school teacher at some small community college in the States, maybe teaching introduction to philosophy and making music in my spare time that no one ever listened to. So it still surprises and baffles me that I get to make my living as a musician. And I don't expect it to last.
Yeah.
I hope to be making music till the day I die. but I certainly don't expect to have an audience for very long.
Well, you've got a big audience waiting for you tonight here in Dubai, and it's been a pleasure meeting you, and I really hope you get a good night's sleep tonight.
Basically, my approach to not sleeping well is just not worry about it too much.
That's a good ethic for everything in life, I think.
Yeah, I think so. And I've got a long flight, well, not that long, but a flight to Lebanon tomorrow, so I'll probably sleep for a little while on the plane.
Okay, well, it's been a pleasure. Lovely to meet you.
Thanks, nice to meet you as well.